How is everyone? I hope you're all well. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes, we're going to just do some housekeeping, and that is talk about some things that are kind of happening for those of you who have not heard. So there is going to be a public hearing regarding the Gonsalves situation, which it's the gag order, it's the non-dissemination order, and and what I find messed up about this whole situation is that at the end of the day, this is almost like what you're going to do. You're going to throw enough out there to kind of stir the pot and chuck some fuel on the fire for what purpose? Just to reignite kind of the rumour mill. I don't really get it. It's all been about gag order all the way through, and then when we have this hearing, all of a sudden it's okay for this hearing to be made public. What do you think about it? Let me know down below. But that's kind of the big thing at the moment. This hearing is going to be made public. And look, there is other stuff going on. There is other stuff on the peripheral. We're hearing that on top of all this, we've also got kind of this game of chess happening with regards to the Bryan Kohberger camp have retaliated, it would appear, or in the eyes of some it would appear that they've retaliated and said that we don't have anything to tell you then, and they're saying that they have absolutely nothing to give in terms of what evidence they're likely to show at the trial. And we know that that's off the back end of, or how that's been betrayed, that's off of the back end of the prosecution saying that they're not going to be showing anything that they've got. And this makes me uncomfortable, because obviously they have a duty to provide the defence with all of the information that they have to give them time to prepare. The whole premise of this chess match, if you like, is based on this is what we have, what have you got to say about it? Now, what happens when you ask for that information so you can get your ducks in a row as the defence? What happens when that information isn't coming forth? And I've noticed a few people have said this is almost like a hijacking style trial. We're not going to tell you anything until the last minute, and then it's going to be too late. But who knows? But anyway, you can all let me know down below what you think about it. Are the defence gonna get thrown some stuff right at the last minute, and is that going to catch them unawares, or is it simply that the prosecution doesn't have anything? They simply don't have anything. Now, there are a few things. I saw someone and they were talking about the fact that they had done their studies based around DNA, and the fact that DNA, when handling it, has to be handled in a certain way. There was a chain of command, if you like, and it's very easy for this situation to go wrong. And what's interesting is Bryan Kohberger would know all this. He would know about the procedural analysis. He would know what needs to be done and where these links in the chain can come adrift. And you do wonder whether this is what Bryan Kohberger is all about. Is he about getting all of the information and finding the holes in it? Remember, he is all about study. He is all about knowing everything. And people have said you can be book smart and street stupid. But being street smart does mean that if people haven't followed everything to the letter, there are elements of this that he could pull apart and use to his advantage. So is this what he meant by he is looking forward to being exonerated? At the end of the day, he is charged with this heinous crime. It goes to court and he manages to show that they did everything wrong. Everything wrong. They used people who were untrustworthy. They didn't follow protocol. They didn't do anything that they should have done. They requested stuff and they weren't given it. And in effect, he is not getting a fair crack of the whip. And that's going to be regardless of whether he is innocent or not. And that's the scary thing. And for those of you who have thought that I've always been a Bryan Kohberger fan and it ain't about that. So wind your necks in, because it ain't about me trying to say that he's innocent of this crime. I don't know whether he's innocent of this crime, like nobody does. What I'm saying is, from what has been given to us, what we are seeing, I can't accept that there is not any other avenues to this that shouldn't be looked at. Shouldn't be looked at. I'm uncomfortable with the Bryan Kohberger situation. Very uncomfortable with that. The fact that there is an 8-hour delay in contacting 911, I'm very uncomfortable with that. The fact that this exculpatory evidence, which has now been sort of made that statement twice, we've heard it with regards to Bethany Funk, and then we've heard it again when the request has been made by the defence for everything that the prosecution has. And again, they have stated that we believe that you are not giving us it because it contains exculpatory evidence, and that is being held. But I want to end on another note, on another question. And it was like, well, people turned around and said, look, well, if he's innocent of all this, if he's innocent, and they've used this as a way of saying, look, he's definitely guilty, why is he so calm about it? Why is he so calm about the whole situation? If you was innocent, surely you would be screaming from the rooftops. You would be saying, I'm innocent, I'm not. And I put it to you, who is he going to scream to? Who is he going to moan to? What's he going to say to he has no access to anyone. He could be sitting in that jail cell, prison, whatever it is. I'm from the UK and always fuck that up. You don't know what he's doing and what he's not doing. But I put it to you, this could just be his way to know that there is potentially something that could connect him to this crime, that could make him look guilty. He could get fingered for it. And he needs to play this by the book. And he knows that. He is not just, this isn't a one-on-one fair fight. This is something where he has to make sure that every single thing he does is by the book, because potentially those who he's fighting against have not done everything by the book, and that is perhaps his way to get out of it. The worrying thing is, he could have done it. He could have done it, and this could be a story where the fact that law enforcement acted too quick and they didn't have all the ducks in a row, perhaps they moved on Bryan because someone gave him their name. Perhaps they had, I don't know, and I've alluded to this in the past, maybe they had an informant, and that's how everybody's always wondered how they came about Bryan Kohberger in the first place, completely out of the blue. There are just so many elements to this that just don't sit right. There's been whispers surrounding the sheath and the fact that in the search affidavit it was requested that they would be looking for potentially the murder weapon and the sheath. But they would have already had the sheath. So why would they be looking for something that they already had? Again, is that just a mistake? Is that something else that can be pulled over? It's all these little elements that someone who is as clever as Bryan could potentially pull apart to his advantage. But like I say, with regards to why is he so calm, we don't know if he's calm. But on the flip side of that coin, what else can he do? What would screaming I'm innocent do him any good? Would it make any difference? Would it make you, who already have him condemned, would it make you feel any different? Would you think, oh, he's shouting he didn't do it, he's not happy about being locked up, he definitely didn't do it, I take all that back, I retract it? Of course not. You think he did it because of those who you have chosen to watch have pushed specific things that make you think that he is guilty. And some of you have minds that are so closed you are unwilling to accept that there are things that just are normal. and not this macabre situation that some people are so eager to try and push. But the next few weeks are going to be very telling. There's a lot going on, there's a lot happening, and we've got a lot to wait and see how it goes. See what happens with the gag order. It's public. It's going to be interesting to see whether that changes. And like I say, we've got the preliminary hearing if we get that far. My thoughts and feelings are, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a grand jury somewhere in the midst. And if there is, you heard it here first. Well, probably not first, but you heard it here. But for now, that's me, I'm Harsh, and I'll catch you all in the next one.